Giving you guys a little bit of value as well.
Third question, I think, is
Today we're going over the steps to become more aware of who and what we are and how to create balance in our life. I'm going to give you a short video, and it's we're moving into the next month as well, and we're talking about accurate personality, accurate thinking, accurate thought, and we're finishing up our lesson as well, attractive personality. So these go in here together and giving everybody a little bit of value. So you guys take a look at this and we'll come back to the lesson.
very important, and it's the question of 100% responsibility, is the question of where is the problem?
We started
Where
off with
is
who
the
am I,
problem?
what is a problem, and where is the problem?
And this question deals with being 100% responsible. And as I say,
Who am
kind
I?
of
What
every
is a
class that
problem?
I've ever given for the 25 years,
Where is the
point
problem?
always comes up. Have you ever noticed that every time there's a problem, you are always there? Yeah. I mean, you are always there. Always. There's no exception. So we're going to look at where is the problem, because if you're not clear where the problem is, then too bad for the rest of us. Because as you get clear as to who you are, what is the problem, where the problem is, the rest of us will be fine. Really. But as long as you can't answer any of this, the rest of us will be in hell, and you will be the creator now. Yeah? So, it's very important. And then the question is, how can the problem be solved? How can the problem be solved? But how can we solve a problem when we don't even know what the problem is? How can we solve a problem when we don't even know where it is? Truly, we have no idea. So I'm going to deal with this, and this 3 and 4 deal with being 100% responsible. It's very, very, very important to be 100% responsible. And then the 5th question, which I've just thrown in since Japan. I came back from Japan, did a class there last weekend. The question is what is the purpose of existence? What is the purpose of existence? And nobody knows. Because if you knew, you wouldn't be here. Really, you would not be here. If you knew what a problem was, you would not be here. You would be wasting your time. Wasting it. You could be walking the beaches of Maui, or go up to the place where I live on the Big Island, volcano, 5 miles from an active volcano, and any moment you go, and you're gone. Yeah? But since I live part of the year in California, Woodland Hills, you can go, be gone too. Yeah. So, here's what I'm going to, Joe and I and whoever, I don't know where it's going to go. I don't care where it's going to go, really. I'm just putting it up, and you're going to be creating where it goes, and I'm going to be doing what I came to do, and go, oh my God, and then start erasing, yeah. So, let's see, where do we begin? That's a very important question. Where do we begin? Somebody tell me, where do we begin? If we're going to solve these, we're going to answer these questions, where do we begin? And be clear. Again, he says he's giving permission to be profane. So most of what you're going to say today is bullshit stuff. I mean, you are. I've heard it before. It's going to be sheer bullshit. So I'm getting ready, and here's what I'm getting ready with. Maybe Joe wants to say something.
Oh, I just have a mic to hand to whoever wants to say something. Right there.
So, to give you guys an idea, as everyone begins to speak, see if I can get back to where I'm at. He's going into the practice of Ho'oponopono. And here he's getting ready to take people's questions. And he's trying to solve the problem. Who am I? What am I? What is a problem and what is the problem? As he hears people speak, he knows that they are connecting to their transmission of ideas they went into. And he calls it trash. Why does he call everything that they're saying trash? Because he knows that they're connected to a transmission of information, genetic engineering, environmental programming, genetic programming of ideas. And then they organize that information to think. So here lies what, and he also goes into what is a problem and where is a problem. And he says, why is it every time that there's a problem, you're always there? Now, here in quantum entanglement, quantum theory, quantum physics, the observer is observing what he is attracting into reality. The consciousness, the wave, is moving down to become conscious. It moves into a brain and body. But as it entangles with information, it gives life to that information and it begins to organize that information to call thinking, processing information. We use words to understand a movement that's not publicly observable. So as your entanglement, we are spiritual beings experiencing a physical reality. As you move into information and you organize that information to think, you're already projecting into the field, you're already echoing out to the field, and you're already attracting people, places, conditions, circumstances to move into your reality and face you. You're going to interface reality. Who am I? What am I? Spiritual being experiencing a physical reality. Why is it that some people receive the idea to reduce a light bulb? And some people get the idea to become a serviceman, to become a doctor, to become a scientist? Why do some people get the idea to become a mechanic or to become a cleaner, a janitor? According to the information that you're moving into and you entangle with, that begins to string ideas. As you move into that transmission, you move in that information, you light up, just like a radio station, you light up on a frequency and you're on a transmission of information. That's the chattering mind, conscious level, subconscious level. There's so much at the lower level, you have no clue what it is that you're organizing. Where am I? Depending on which body you went into, what year you moved into this world, but you are experiencing reality. If you would have moved into China, Chinese family, Japanese, German, Russian, those are all ideas. But whatever idea you moved in and accepted as truth, that's what you have become. And whatever you went into that you have no clue what you went into, that is what you have become. So now he's explaining, as everybody speaks, he wants to hear what they're going to say because he knows that it's data. As people speak, they're speaking data, information. So as you're talking and you're talking about why it can be done, why it can't be done, you don't know how it could be done, or it's not for you, it could never happen to you. He's calling it trash. It's just data. Why is it that some people talk about how it can be done and they figure out how it's done? And some people talk about how it can be done and they do not figure out how it can be done. They're organizing information. They're organizing beliefs. And some people will talk about how it can be done and they still don't do it. Here we're moving to accurate thinking. We'll be moving towards accurate thinking, accurate thought next month. Why do we go through this information? So we can get better results. We're teaching information on human consciousness, vibration, energy, mental science, psychology. We're learning how to improve the results by learning who I am, what I am, where I am, who I'm becoming, because I'm becoming somebody every millisecond. I work with people, doctors, scientists, business individuals, entrepreneurs, to develop better results, to develop themselves to go beyond what they know, to re-educate themselves so they can get the lifestyle that they want, to learn how to extract information that no longer serves them. Now, there are techniques in all this, and we've developed techniques to help people appropriately position those techniques so that they can make the connections, the neuroplasticity, make the connections in the heart of the mind, so that they can make themselves publicly expressible in the manner that they want. How many times have you wanted to go beyond 100,000 a year, but you haven't done it? How many times have you maybe tried to do over 200,000, but it's still not working? How many of you try to go over 1 million and it's still not happening? 2 million, 3 million. The average individual, they say only 0.5% globally are earning over $500,000 a year. Do you really think that's an accident? Globally. Where's the problem? What is the problem? I'm not making this up. I say it so you can go research it yourself. How could all the people in the world, only 1%, 0.5% are earning over 500,000? Why? Information, programming, social programming. And I've said this different times. There's a strategy that we're using to live our lifestyle. And about 99.99999% of it's not yours. But if you don't understand this information, you're going to keep producing the same results. We're going to move into a little bit more depth in this. And if you guys are ready and willing to invest in yourselves, make the decision, send us a message. One of our consultants will begin with you. You guys have everything in your fingertips. If and when you're willing to invest in yourself, and if you're not going to get the prize. I've been on the other side of this myself for many years. Didn't have the money, didn't have the time, and I wasn't getting the results I wanted. But I knew that there was more, and I was willing to do the research, and I was willing to invest in myself, and that's what it takes. Thank you, guys. Have a blessed day. We're going to continue on with our class.